Hey guys, what is up, Pixels here? And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 survivors that we want to see in Evil Dead the game. And I've basically been just around in comment threads and stuff, you know, what like people's most requested characters are. And, you know, I've kind of compiled them in a list of, you know, ones that I'd like to see as well. And I've got a few notable mentions as well, obviously the ones that didn't make it into the list too. But let's begin anyways. So at number 5, we have Chet. Now, Chet is Ash's best friend since high school. Apparently, he joined the military for a while. When I read a little bit about him on the Ash vs Evil Dead wiki. Also, he is the inventor of Pink Fuck, of course, and of course we all know that Pink Fuck is actually in the game as like a consumable item for skill points whilst you play in the game. So yeah, I'd like to see Chet. I think he's really funny in the show. I don't really recall if he actually killed any Deadites, but I'm currently rewatching it for like the 4th time. But yeah, I'd love to see Chet in the game. I think it'd be awesome, a great addition to the roster that the game already has. But yeah, like I said, Chet, I think it'd be really good for number 5. I'm not going to go into too much in-depth detail about the character, but, you know, I've got a few bullet points about each one. And, of course, I'll obviously just state which ones I think are kind of important to bring them in. Like I said, he's been in the military, so obviously he knows his way around a gun. And so you could potentially bring him into the game as a hunter, like, you know, as a ranged character, which I think would be really awesome as well. And I'd love to see his car as well. His little broken down car from the show. I think that would be great in the game as well. So moving on to number 4. So at number 4, I chose Lex. And a lot of people think, oh, who's Lex? And, you know, you got to kind of look up who this is. But it's the android woman from the end of season 3. Obviously, when Ash wakes up from fighting Kandar, the Destroyer, he wakes up in this underground like bunker, doesn't he? So, and of course he's greeted by Lex, who obviously kneels before him because she is a Knight of Samaria as well, and she is cybernetically modified too. So I think it'd be a really cool character, and I'd like to see more about this character because obviously it ended on that kind of cliffhanger, you know, like who's this, you know, what's the whole future going to be like for Ash versus Evil Dead. It's like kind of like a wasteland type of thing. I think it'd be really cool if they do decide, you know, to take this game and like if it kind of gets, you know, popular enough, if they take it to the next level and then they start introducing stuff that we would have probably seen in season 4 of Ash vs Evil Dead, I think that would be really great. And obviously there is comics and stuff going around. I personally haven't read any of the comics, so people have probably seen stuff like that, and yeah, obviously I haven't yet. So again, I think she's kind of requested a lot by the community. I think it'd be really nice to see her in the game as well. And like I said, I think it's a very interesting character, and I'd like to see more of her. So, alright, so at number 3, we have Dalton. Now, Dalton is a Knight of Samaria. Obviously, he joins in Season 3. He's obviously Kelly's friend, or, you know, maybe his boyfriend. You know, it was kind of hinted on a bit in the show. Unfortunately, you know, spoilers, Dalton does die. But he does go to the Deadlands, and he does help Kelly and Ash and Brandy get back to the real world. Actually, I think Kelly doesn't go back the first time because obviously Kaya is inhabiting her body, so she can't go back. But, you know, Dalton does help out in that way. Obviously, he's, you know, well trained to fight the Deadites and to help the El Jefe, of course, to you know, to help the Chosen Ones to defeat the Dark Ones and stuff. So, you know, I think Dalton's an interesting character. I'd like to see him in the game as well. Obviously, you don't learn too much about him in the show, but, you know, you kind of get the gist. You know, he's been kind of battling evil for a while, and he knows his way around, you know, a gun and, you know, a weapon and stuff. So I think he could be an interesting support character or warrior. I'm not sure. You know, if you want to put them in type of a role. Of course, I didn't give one to Lex as a character because I don't know too much about her, but I think she'd probably, you know, maybe as a warrior. And, you know, I would like to see Dalton as a support character, I guess. I think it'd be really cool. Anyways, at number 2, we have Brandy, and Brandy is Ash's daughter, of course, if you haven't seen the show. She kills quite a lot of Deadites in the show as well. She's doing, you know, I mean, it takes her a while again to, like, you know, oh, there's demons possessing things and stuff. And then, you know, it's rather towards the end of the season where she starts, you know, just killing Deadites with Ash, which I think is really awesome. And she also has this really cool scene in this work shed where she's like fighting her demonic phone, and, you know, it's really funny and it's really enjoyable. I think she's an awesome character. Like I said, I'd love to see more of her in the game as well. You know, I think these side characters, you know, don't get enough light shown on them sometimes. So yeah, I'd love to see her in the game. Obviously, like, you know, all these ones I've mentioned, I think they have great cosmetic potential as well. You know, they're gonna have a lot of different outfits that you can put on, and I think it's gonna be great for the game. Alright, so before we get on to number 1, I just want to give a few notable mentions. Obviously, Brock Williams, who is Ash's dad. I think he's a really funny character in the show. It'd be cool to see him in the game as well. Heather, which was from the end of Season 1. Obviously, I mean, she doesn't kill any Deadites or anything, but she is kind of requested a lot by the community, and obviously, I think she could be an interesting character as well if they did decide to bring her back. Obviously, I think there's a few in the actual game right now who haven't actually killed Deadites before. Obviously, they've been possessed themselves or either killed, so yeah, you know, it'll be interesting to see them. You know, you could throw anyone really into the game. It doesn't really matter if they've killed Deadites or not, but you know, in terms of how they were in the show, obviously Heather didn't really kill any, but again, I think she could be a cool character if they decide to add her into the game later on down the line. They have Linda Emery as well. Linda was from Season 2. She was like Ash's, you know, ex-girlfriend from way back when he was in high school, I think. I think she could be a really cool character as well. You know, again, you could have, you have all these different roles in the game. I think it'd be really cool to actually see, you know, where these characters sort of fit in to the game, you know, or even creating their own type of class, which I think would be really interesting. You know, because we don't really need just 4 classes, they could potentially add a lot more, and it'd be, you know, interesting to see what they could add. And so Linda, obviously, I'd put her up there as well. Zoe, who was a Knight of Samaria, of course, she was in Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3. We didn't see too much about her. We didn't learn too much about her, of course, other than the fact, you know, she's a bit like Dalton. They've been fighting against the you know, the evil and trying to help Ash as the chosen one. And of course, they've been, you know, collecting the lost pages and stuff. So, you know, I think Zoe could be a cool character that they add. And of course, I'd love to see them add Ruby as a survivor as well. Of course, Ruby is, you know, sort of evil, but she's also good because, you know, she does help Ash out in Season 2 a lot. But she's mainly bad in the show. So again, I think people would like to see her more as a survivor, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense for her to be more of like a demon character, which, you know, is understandable. And if we get both, then, you know, that's awesome. I think that would be really, really funny. Obviously, you know, evil Ruby kills good Ruby in the show, so why not, you know? You could have 2 Rubies there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do go down that route at all, if they do decide to add her. And so at number 1, I've chosen, well, I haven't chosen, but more like the people in the community have chosen, and it is Mia from the Evil Dead remake. You know, I think a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, Pixels, why have you chosen Mia? Again, I haven't really chosen her. I mean, I think she was an okay character from, you know, the Evil Dead remake. You know, I think she was really cool at the end as well with the chainsaw and stuff, but going into the community and, you know, looking in the comment threads and everything, she is literally the most requested character. And, you know, if you having her as the most requested character, you know, you kind of think, oh yeah, they really should add her into the game because, you know, it's going to probably push the player base up even more. Obviously, people who are diehard Evil Dead fans are going to be playing this game anyways, but, you know, you kind of get my feel that it's like, you know, people are actually going to love to see her in the game. You know, I think she is an okay character. I think she's interesting. Obviously, I mean, I wouldn't put her at my personal number 1 spot. Obviously, I think my number 1 spot would be someone like, you know, Brock or you know, good Ruby or something like that. But yeah, Mia's cool. Obviously, she has some pretty cool scenes from the movie. If you have seen the Evil Dead remake, if you haven't seen Evil Dead remake, you know, give it a chance. It's kind of its own thing. You know, it's not. I mean, it is Evil Dead, but, you know, it just hasn't got the Bruce Campbell part of it, you know what I mean? It doesn't have that kind of personality. It's kind of its own thing. And it's still, you know, a watchable movie if you don't compare it to, like, the other Evil Dead movies or anything like that. But yeah, I think she's a cool character. And like I said, she's kind of heavily requested by the community, so obviously I'm going to put her at number 1 spot because, like, there's so many people are asking for her, and like I said, I think she'll be really interesting to be put into the game as a, you know, as a warrior or a leader or something like that. So, you know, it's just to kind of diverse the whole, you know, roster a bit as well. So we're not just, you know, I mean, we're seeing all the familiar faces already. You know, to have all these different side characters coming in, people who probably haven't seen the movie, or, you know, people who haven't watched all of the show, or they forget about these certain characters, you know, they bring them into the game, and then having people learn about them and stuff in the lore and everything, I think would be really cool. So Yeah, that was my top 5 list, or your top 5 list, I guess, of survivors that we want to see in Evil Dead the game. And I really hope they do add a lot of these, because I mean, I'd love to see if they add all of these, because I think they're all great characters. Obviously they kind of have to try and get the actors on board for the game. They gotta have their permission to kind of model around them and stuff, and even try and get them to do the voice acting, because not everyone is actually in the game doing their own voices. I think Annie doesn't do her own voice. They haven't actually got Annie to look like she does in the movie. In my opinion, anyways, I don't think she looks like her. But yeah, like I said, I don't think they actually got all the voice actors, but they have got quite a lot. So we'll see if they do decide to add all these characters as well. And I think Dalton was actually, following Evil Dead the game, so potentially we could see him in there somewhere. And of course, I think Lucy Lawless was being followed by Evil Dead the game as well. So again, we could see these characters later on down the line as a DLC, definitely. And there's loads of little Easter eggs and stuff that you can kind of look out and try and figure out for yourselves. But like I said, this is the top 5 list of survivors that people want in Evil Dead the game. Leave me a comment down below, let me know what you guys think, who you'd like to see in the game. I'm currently taking a break from streaming right now because I will be, moving my house and stuff. Well, moving into my new house, and I'm moving my setup and everything, and I won't be back till Wednesday. So I'm kind of make some little videos for you guys just to tie over till I do get all settled into my new house and things like that. So if you did enjoy this video, leave me a like, leave me a comment down below, let me know who you'd like to see in Evil Dead the game. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. If you are new to the channel, hit that sub button for all Evil Dead content that I'm gonna be bringing you guys once the embargo lifts, because I've got a lot of content there. And yeah, I have been Pixels, you are my awesome viewers, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.